Salam and good day. A warm welcome to today's news roundup from Zir News 24. It's Monday, the 26th of Jolza 1404 in the Afghan calendar, which corresponds to 16 June 2025. I'm Shabnam Waziri, bringing you the latest national and international headlines from Zir News 24. Afghan FM discusses regional tensions with Iranian counterpart. Afghanistan's foreign minister, Mawlawi Amir Khan Mataki, held a phone call with his Iranian counterpart, Hossein Amir Abdullahian. Regarding the latest developments in the region, Mataki expressed sympathy to the Iranian people and government and pledged that the Islamic Emirate would ensure safe passage for Iranian pilgrims stranded in Saudi Arabia via Afghanistan. He described this support as a gesture of Islamic brotherhood and good neighborliness. The Iranian foreign minister thanked Afghan authorities and praised the stance of Afghan religious scholars who have voiced support for peace over violence. He described Afghanistan as a supportive, sympathetic and wise neighbor. Afghanistan-Iran trade routes remain open and stable. The Ministry of Finance has confirmed that all border crossings and customs routes with Iran are open and commercial trade is continuing smoothly. According to a statement, cargo movement through Bandar Abbas is ongoing, and temporary disruptions at the Nimruz and Farah customs points have been resolved. Officials say there are no major barriers to exports or imports, and bilateral trade is expected to grow stronger. Kazakhstan appoints special envoy for Afghanistan. Kazakh President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev has appointed Yerkin Tukhumov as his country's special representative for Afghanistan. Tukhumov, formerly head of Kazakhstan's Center for Strategic Research, visited Kabul earlier this year. He has emphasized strengthening political, economic, and security ties between the two nations. Panjshir linked to Pakistan's Chitral via a new strategic road. For the first time, Panjshir province has been connected to Pakistan's Chitral region through a strategic road built via the Zibak district of Badakhshan. Provincial spokesperson Saifuddin Latan stated that the 194-kilometer long and 10-meter wide road is now fully operational. Governor Muhammad Aga Hakim said the aim is to break Panjshir's economic isolation and turn the province into a regional trade hub. He added that the road has not only opened up commercial routes but also made Panjshir a vital strategic point in the region. Major drug smuggling attempt to Iran foiled in Herat. Interior Ministry spokesman Mufti Abul Mateen Khani reported that over 250 kilograms of narcotics were seized in Herat during intelligence-led operations. The confiscated drugs included 163 kilograms of methamphetamine shisha, 42 kilograms of opium, and 70 kilograms of heroin. Authorities said the traffickers intended to smuggle the narcotics into Iran. A new telecom site launched by Russia in Zabul's Tazi Rabat area. Ayatollah Ali-Khamenei, spokesperson for the Ministry of Communications and IT, confirmed that a new Russian telecom site has been activated in the Tazi Rabat region of Zabul. The site aims to improve mobile and data services along the Zabul-Ghazni highway and neighboring areas. Ali-Khamenei added that work is ongoing to expand telecom coverage across remote areas of Zabul and major highways, with several antenna sites expected to go live soon. That's all for our national news segment. Now let's head over to our colleague Ozair Safi with the latest global updates.
Israeli forces opened fire on hungry Palestinians waiting for aid, at least 20 killed. Health officials in Gaza have reported that Israeli forces opened fire on Palestinians who had gathered near an aid distribution site in hopes of receiving humanitarian relief. At least 20 people were killed and more than 200 others wounded in the incident. Spokesman for the health authority, Mahmoud Basal, stated that the casualties occurred after Israeli troops fired on civilians trying to access food aid near Rafah city. The wounded were first treated at a Red Cross field hospital and later transferred to Al-Nasser hospital. Witnesses say the crowd was moving towards aid trucks when gunfire erupted. Israeli forces claimed they only targeted individuals they suspected of posing a threat, and that an investigation is underway. Iranian missile strikes central Tel Aviv, heavy damage and casualties reported. An Iranian ballistic missile that bypassed Israel's air defense system struck central Tel Aviv early this morning, causing significant destruction. At least 14 people have been reported killed and over 100 injured, according to Fox News. Several buildings were flattened, and many residents have been left homeless. The U.S. Embassy in Tel Aviv also sustained minor damage. However, American officials confirmed that no diplomats or staff were injured, as they had already been moved to secure locations. While Iranian authorities have yet to officially respond, analysts believe the strike may be a veiled message aimed at the United States amid escalating tensions. Trump reportedly rejected Israeli plan to assassinate Iran's supreme leader. Washington, U.S. media report that former President Donald Trump rejected an Israeli proposal to target Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. According to 3 U.S. sources cited by CBS News, Trump told Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that such an act would dangerously escalate regional tensions. Reuters and AP quoted officials stating that Trump called the plan irresponsible, arguing that unless Iran directly attacked Americans, targeting its leadership would be an unwise policy. Netanyahu has neither confirmed nor denied the reports, but said Israel will act if necessary. France shuts down Israeli weapons displays at Paris Air Show. Israel fumes. French officials have closed the booths of 4 major Israeli defense companies at the Paris Air Show, citing security violations. The companies had reportedly showcased offensive weapons systems, which were deemed contrary to event regulations. Organizers said Israel was instructed to remove missile displays, and when they failed to comply, the booths were shut down. Israeli officials criticized the move as unjust and political. However, 3 smaller Israeli booths were allowed to remain open. Analysts suggest the decision sends a subtle political message that could affect competition in the global arms market. Mass protests across southern Europe against tourism surge. On the 15th of June, thousands took to the streets in dozens of cities across southern Europe to protest against excessive tourism. In Barcelona, demonstrators carried banners reading "Mass tourism kills the city" and reportedly hurled water bottles at visitors. The protests were organized by the SEEK network, which includes activists from Spain, Italy, and Portugal. Protesters argue that the tourism boom is driving up housing costs, damaging historic sites, and displacing locals. Similar rallies occurred in Venice, Milan, Lisbon, and other cities, with demonstrators urging governments to take firm action to curb uncontrolled tourism. Barcelona authorities have announced that no new tourist accommodation licenses will be issued until at least 2028.
Thanks once again to Ozair Safi for the international updates. Now let's move into the world of sports. CAFA Club crowned champions in tape ball cricket tournament in Paktika. A week-long tape ball cricket tournament in Paktika's Matakan district featuring 40 teams has concluded with CAFA Club taking the championship title. In the final, CAFA Club defeated Chamari Club by 14 runs to secure the top position. Chino team wins spear throwing competition in Zabal's Eid Games. In Sharjah district of Zabal province, a 3-day Eid spear throwing competition involving 7 teams came to an end. Chino team claimed first place with 24 points, followed by Argandab with 22 points, and Sirksan team in third with 18 points. Rabat Al-Atalan Club takes title in Maidan Wardak cricket final. In Jagatu district of Maidan Wardak, a tape ball cricket tournament featuring 36 teams wrapped up with Rabat Atalan Club emerging victorious. They defeated Masood Atalan Club by 16 runs to claim the championship. Afghanistan U20 to face Turkmenistan in CAFA Championship. Today, Afghanistan's under-20 national football team is set to play their 3rd match in the CAFA Championship against Turkmenistan. The match will kick off at 4:30 p.m. Afghanistan time in Dushanbe, the capital of Tajikistan. Afghanistan lost its first 2 matches against Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan. That brings us to the end of today's news bulletin. Don't forget to follow Zia News 24 on Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, and YouTube. Like, subscribe, and stay updated with us every day. Until tomorrow's broadcast, goodbye and take care.